Hey there, it's Anonymous T, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anything I say is alleged in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some housekeeping items, some meat and potato items. It is free. Free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous T. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous T Podcast. Free to follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous T Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram, on the Instagrammies at Anonymous Reality T. Free to share everywhere. Free to hit the like button so it gets out into the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes. And do not forget, whether you are coming or going, to hit the like button. So today we're talking Pop the Balloon, and today we are talking Pop the Balloon, and in this video we are talking, are the Pop the Balloon reactors, are they under attack? Are they having an issue? Are they having a problem? So what happened? What is going on? What am I talking about? So fellow YouTuber and content creator MTR is one of the popular Pop the Balloon reaction channels, and what that entails, what he does on his platform, is he'll do like a live review for like 3 or 4 hours sometimes, of encompassing watching the YouTube version of Arlette and BM show on YouTube, watching the show live, streaming the show live with his audience, and then he will stop to take a look at the profiles of the men and the women that are going to be a part of the episode, and he'll give his little assessment on whether or not the women are appropriate for high value men, and all of this and all of that, and sometimes both the men and women will call in if they have any reaction to what he's saying once he finds their profiles. And sometimes now some will either private their profiles at this point, or some will clean up their profiles before MTR gets to them. Well, he did a video, you guys. I want to say, well, I saw it early this morning. So he did a video basically saying that he got a whole bunch of, emails basically saying that his videos are not going to be monetized and that they are copyright claims. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with YouTube, there's a difference between a copyright strike and a copyright claim. Copyright claim basically is like, listen, looky here, you're utilizing my intellectual property. I don't want you to utilize that. You can't make money off of this and everything else. So you can either private the video or delete the video or whatever. Now, you can fight it in some instances if you can argue, the fair use and things like that. But sometimes things are a little bit more convoluted, and it's like a lot more of a struggle than what it's worth in some of those instances. But there are a lot of reaction channels for Pop the Balloon that do this type of style of reaction, where they play the YouTube's videos. And I get the logic, I get the understanding. They figure, I'm on YouTube, they're on YouTube, let me just stream the episode on my platform, and I can get the clicks, I can get the views, and I can get all this and all of that. However, it sounds like BM and Arlette have retained a management company of sorts who seems to now be combing through anybody who's talking about Pop the Balloon and whether or not any type of intellectual property is being utilized that they feel is associated with their brand. MTR wanted to reiterate that he is nothing against Arlette and BM, that it's nothing personal. However, he did mention that he, at least for the time being, doesn't intend on reviewing their Pop the Balloon version, and is going to just go back to reviewing the other Pop the Balloon versions that are on YouTube. And I found that pretty interesting, because I've done reviews and reactions to Pop the Balloon, and as y'all know, I rarely play clips. And if I do play clips of anything, 9 times out of 10, it's usually an audio and like a screen grab of like what the audio is about, and play the audio. But y'all know after what I just went through with the nonsense I just, went through with somebody, reporting and alleging that my video had sexual content and nudity. Y'all already know I'm trying to be, on the P's and Q's as it stands, but it's just, I don't know, it's a catch-22, because I feel like I understand both perspectives. I understand what BM and Arlette's trying to do. They're trying to get their brand up to a certain level at this point. And perhaps this has something to do with Netflix too. Perhaps maybe the views and what they were expecting, maybe it's had a significant decline or a significant decrease, because I think there's been about 4 or 5 episodes that have aired at this point. So maybe they're evaluating, all aspects of Pop the Balloon as it pertains to content creators, and seeing if anybody is infringing on any of their intellectual property. The other side of it too is, if you are on YouTube and they're on YouTube and you're streaming their product that's also on YouTube, 9 times out of 10, a lot of that audience, are they going to go back to Arlette and BM's channel and watch the episode for themselves? Or are they going to simply replay MTR's video, his live stream? And then the other component of it too was, he also got hit with the copyright claims with for those people who do lives, is you can also basically kind of take portions out of your lives to make them smaller videos and then just upload those as well. So that also is content. So if somebody doesn't want to sit through like your whole 3-hour live or your whole 4-hour live, they can then, if they come back like the next day or two, you broke up the video into a 10-minute video or into a 20-minute video that's a lot more shorter time span for you to tune in and see what the reactions were and to see what was said, and so on and so forth. So that got hit as well. But I still think he can react to Pop the Balloon, the Arlette and BM version. It just doesn't, it just sounds like they just don't want people at this point to be playing their clips or playing any scenes from their show. That they want you to come to their YouTube channel. Now, I haven't had a chance yet to check to see and assess if their viewership has gone down. I know they get views, about pretty much every episode gets views in the millions, and they average like about 1 million or a couple of million usually. However, I don't know with the recent episodes if their millions of views are down compared to some of their more viral episodes that have taken place, and perhaps this could be why this management company is looking into anybody that's utilizing the intellectual property and filing the copyright complaint and everything else and all of that. So nonetheless, I just wanted to do a reaction to this because, I see, both ends of it. On one side, you're promoting the show, you're the content creator, you're doing a live watch along, and this is in part why a lot of content creators / YouTubers, they'll go to Patreon, they'll go to Twitch, they'll go to other platforms where you're not going to get dinged like you would on YouTube for streaming and everything else, and get the copyright claims from that parent network and everything else. However, the parent network in this instance is Google. It is also where we're all, YouTube partners from, for those of us that are content creators. So nonetheless, it's an interesting thing. Some people don't mind you playing their videos and playing their content and everything else, but everybody's different, right? But, I think since the show took off in such a short time span, and now they were able to get this Netflix show in such a short time span and everything else, I think now they're really trying to be more concerned about their brand and what their brand represents and everything else. And, maybe they're just looking a little bit more closely, like, yes, you can review and react to our show. That's good promotion for our show. However, we just don't want you playing our clips. We just don't want you playing, all of the work that we put into our production and our filming and everything else of the video, but you can react to it. So yeah, so that's that. I want to know what you guys think, and any of you guys that do reaction videos, any of your content creators who do reaction videos to Pop the Balloon, what do you guys think of MTR's video, and what do you guys think? Are you guys going to be in solidarity with MTR and no longer reviewing Pop the Balloon, the BM and Arlette version? Or are you going to still review the show but just not play any clips anymore? Like let me know in the comments. So please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.